Okay, so this live we are going to talk about what is wrong with the world. Okay, now that's a stupid question in a way, but somebody asked me the other day. So what exactly is wrong with the world? Tell me, okay, and tell me in detail. And I decided, okay, let's make an entire video on it because I've spoken previously about things that are wrong with the world in the sense of what will go wrong, right? Like how sea levels will rise, etc., etc. And I've basically spoken about the future, what I believe to be the future, but I've never said what is wrong with the world. And I realized that it's a very important thing for a lot of people. And the reason is that they will be able to use those arguments on others, like on their parents or with breeders or stuff like that. Although I have made arguments on antinatalism, although I've made arguments on child free and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm going to go through everything that is wrong with the world currently. Okay. According to me, according to science, according to what people go through, etc. Okay. On four basic issues. One is life. Okay. The second is climate. The third is society. Okay. And the fourth is personal. Like when you personally feel something that is wrong with the world, okay, that is where what I'm going to go through, that is what I'm going to explain to you what is wrong with the world today. Okay, so we'll wait another 15-20 seconds and then we'll go for it. Boom. Oh, hello. All right, shall we go? Right. So, what is wrong with the world, right? Let's begin with simple stuff. Let's begin with life. Most people assume that nature is so beautiful and nature is doing her own thing and she's living life and everything is nice and there's sunshine. But the truth is, nature is the most cruel thing. Now, most things do not suffer in nature, okay? At least they don't suffer for very long, other than the obvious things that everything is eating everything and everything is trying to kill everything. Okay, there is a lot of suffering in nature and dangerous suffering. So first let us decide what is good and bad, right? Most of us as humans, we try and go towards life, we try and run away from suffering, right? The deer is running away from the lion because she doesn't want to be killed. The lion is running towards the deer because he doesn't want to starve. Okay, so all of us, all life is running away from suffering and is running away from death. So we are going to assume that this suffering is a bad thing and everyone wants to run away from it. So then we are going to see how life suffers and why it suffers and for what particular reason. Okay, let's start with humans. Humans is very obvious. Okay, we have sex trade, we have pedophilia, we have killings, we have rape, we have all kinds of things that cause suffering. We have made entire machines to ensure that suffering happens. Okay, so that is what we humans do. But what about animals? So let's talk about, let's say monkeys, okay? Monkeys and orangutans and all, and how they kill each other and how they murder each other and how they cannibalize each other. Okay, there was an entire thing called the Gombe War, guerrilla war, where monkeys had decided to kill each other for 4 years. Okay, 4 continuous years they were killing each other. Now let's talk about zebras. Okay, zebras, they have this whole alpha male thing. Almost all things, all animals have some level of alpha maleness. Okay, so when a zebra takes over a harem, they're called harem, where there are a lot of female zebras. He rapes all the pregnant zebras, kills all the male zebras so that they don't literally drowns them, literally bites them to death, does all kinds of things, and ensures he is the boss. Okay, now let's talk about ants. Ants, for example, are on another trip, like they have their own wars, etc. Then there are spores which enter ants, okay, and force them to go, they go into a trance and they force them to go to a certain height where they freeze and then the spore grows from there. Okay, so this is the kind of killing that is happening. Then there is the spider paralysis, where a certain kind of wasp paralyzes the spider, okay, and then the spider is alive, lays eggs in it, okay, and then ensures that all its babies get fresh meat, right? Then there is shark rape. There are rape in some 500, north of 500 species. Okay, so this is how life literally, nature is making all of this suffer. Now let's talk about climate. Okay, you have the obvious, ice caps are melting, right, and massive parts of the Antarctica, massive parts of the Arctic are falling apart. They're falling into the sea, etc. They're breaking apart. What will that lead to? Sea level rise. Okay, sea level rise is going to destroy our prospects of living by the sea. And then there is permafrost melt, which is happening in the north, which is happening in the south. Okay, both Antarctic and Arctic have permafrost melt, and because of that, you have methane releasing into the atmosphere. Now, methane is 1,000 times more dangerous than CO2. CO2 retains heat, right? But methane retains 10,000 times, 1,000 times the heat. Okay, so it can take in all that heat much more at a much more efficient rate than CO2. So that is happening. Then you have current slowdown. Okay, so there's something called a blue ocean event, which when the when there's enough melting, okay, and when the wind slow down enough, and when there is not enough movement in the sea, what is going to happen is the entire ocean is going to come to a standstill. Okay, it is already happening. Many major currents in the ocean have slowed down, are slowing down, and one is slowing down at 4 inches a year, which is a lot. Okay, so when the blue ocean event does happen, the ocean is going to become a marsh. That means nutrients are not going to go from here to there. Okay, and that will kill the entire ocean. It will become a marsh and it will kill all of life. That is already happening regularly. Okay, and then of course there is heat tornadoes. There is fire tornadoes. Fire tornadoes in the sense where the forest fire is so large that the forest fire creates its own climate. Okay, and when it creates its own climate, it has tornadoes, it has lightning, okay, it has rain, it has all kinds of things. So that is one more thing. Then you have ice storms, you have cold snaps, you have cloud bursts. Okay, as this thing goes worse and worse, and as we kill more and more sections of life, okay, that is and as we add more CO2 to the atmosphere, as we add more methane to the atmosphere, and we are just in this loop currently. Okay, things are just going to get worse for us. Okay, because that's all the language we understand. How is it going to get bad for me? Now, number three, society. Okay, so firstly, there is this story of how the workers started in the Ford factory. Ford started the first factory, and in the few weeks they rebelled because they could not deal with the nonsense that was going in the factory. Right? You have to sit all day, run a machine constantly, and they found it to be a kind of oppression. And then we forgot about that oppression, and then we just evolved to take on that oppression. Right? So what is that like? What is that led us to? It led us to different kinds of depression, different kinds of dissatisfaction with the way life is. We are meant to move. Okay, we are meant to run, we are meant to fight, we are meant to kill, even for that matter. But now you're suppressing the people for, I don't know, making stupid things in the factory, like machines in the factory. All of this is going to lead to something worse at this moment. Okay, so if someone asks why is it not a good time to have babies, this is one of the major reasons. All right, then there was this person who was like, people are posting, there is a hashtag called angry baby. Right? People are actually proud that their babies are angry, and then they're putting it with songs and saying the child is so pissed off with life, he's already tired of life. Obviously, you idiot. Like, that is not something to make fun of. Okay, so that is another thing that's happening with society, where we are just becoming more and more unconscious, where we are seeing the shit around us, and we are still like, no, 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 it's fine, it's so funny, wow, the baby is so cute. And then we teach the baby to get into a delusion, to get into hope, and the same cycle nonsense that we are going through. All right, then of course, there is war. Okay, then there is unacceptance of darkness. We do not accept our own darkness. Okay, yet there is war, there is rape, there is all this nonsense is happening. Yet we have the UN saying, no, don't do all this rubbish. Okay, and then if you don't do all this rubbish, if you don't regularly have conflict at some level, there is going to be suicide, there is going to be depression. Right now, and basically at the end of it, right, other than the fact that society has crime and it has all kinds of stupidity, most of us are just slogging for a few bucks. We are slogging for a concept, okay, called a career, called a bank account, called money. Okay, so that is your this of society, that is your synopsis of society, where it is just designed to frustrate you more and more. Now, the last thing, okay, where that goes wrong, that is basically wrong with the way we live. Right, firstly, because we slog so hard, and because we have need timetables and all, we have to get up in the mornings. Okay, we have to make efforts, we have to feel emotions, we have to get stuck in traffic, we have to have relationships, or we choose to have relationships which are extremely strenuous. Sometimes we can't resist having relationships which are extremely strenuous or toxic in a manner. So all these climate, society, people, I think overall I've covered the major problems, and how they connect each other and how they're going to get worse. Okay, like climate is going to affect society. Society is going to affect the human being. The life is already being affected. So climate is affecting life. Life is affecting society. Society is affecting the person, and all these things are just going. And the person is going to spew out more carbon to protect him or herself, and then that is again going to affect life and climate and society. So these four things are going to destroy everything, right? So this is how these things connect more or less. Okay, so this is the end of the topic. Now I'd like to say another thing. I'd like to tell you another thing. I'm moving to a new city. Okay, I'll tell you which city it is in the span of the next 2 months. I plan to work on the case. I plan to work on what I had earlier said. It was called a public interest litigation. Okay, PIL. Where I'll be telling, like, well, I'll be trying to make parental licensing a thing. Okay, where I'll be trying to explain to courts and trying to get lawyers on my side and all, and make it a proper like machinery. Okay. Also, I want to start a survival institute. So a survival institute is like, I would like to call it, say, the NihilAnand Foundation. Let's call it that for now. And I'd like to teach people how to survive this upcoming apocalypse. That is one issue. I'd like to also try and make giving birth into a legislation, like only certified people. So it's going to happen through this case. Okay. And also, I'd like to campaign for euthanasia. So basically, basically birth, life, and death. Okay, these three concepts are going to be taken over by this one foundation, which I'm planning. So I will be needing your help. I will be needing your funds if possible, because I've already spent about $3,000-4,000 to just find out these things and pay people and get lawyers. Okay, so I will need funds. It completely depends on your funds. It completely depends on how I will obviously be increasing the level of content, and I will be putting like making more podcasts and stuff like that, because we need funds. So it is all these funds are basically for the cause. So there are two ways you can donate. One is through Patreon. One is patreon.com/NihilAnand, and other is through my UPI. If you're Indians, then you can donate through the UPI. It's Raphael Samuel numerical 1 at OKSBI. Okay, please do that if possible. And that's it. That's my second topic. So basically, I've talked to you about what is wrong with the world. Okay, a question someone very innocently asked me the other day, and I told you basically. Okay, so these are points you can use in the future. And secondly, I've told you about my future plans, where I plan to make the NihilAnand Foundation, where I plan to talk about all things related to birth, life, and death. That's it. That is me, and I'll take your questions now. Whoa, lots of questions. Oh wow. Nature's a bitch, yeah, she is. I am following antinatalism since a long time. I feel bad when my instincts force me to rely on stupid people to fulfill my needs. Most important problem of mine is that I feel I am sexually deprived. Okay. We'll have to solve this problem. I'm currently eating a lot of red meat in the hope that I soon will be there will be a disaster from climate change. I like it. I like it. I wish I could eat red meat. I don't like red meat. Otherwise, I would have really eaten it and amplified this damn climate disaster. Kindly suggest some measures so that I can live peacefully alone without having the problems of sexual cravings. Wow. Do you masturbate? Like, frankly, do you masturbate? If how bad are your cravings? Like, do you watch porn? Do you do anything to sort it out? And there are toys. Use some toys, no? Things are going down the shitter at an expedited rate. Yes, I'm so happy there. If I was a billionaire, it is right to bring a baby, definitely. It will be harmful for baby, but there will be no harm for me. Well, but yeah, but then why would you want to see? That's the thing. I said we are all running away from pain, right? And you are just hurtling the baby towards pain. So why would you do that? Alia Bhatt wants 2 kids. Lol, random. These celebs and their kids. Now the worst thing is that they have this damn surrogate thing, and all they do is they don't want to spoil their figures, so they'll go to a surrogate and get it done. It's so disgustingly sad. So disgustingly sad. Alia Bhatt don't even know 3 years. Best of luck for your PIL, bro. Thank you. Damn, love the sound of that foundation. Thank you. You and the Tamil antinatalism, hats off to both of you. Thank you. NihilAnand Foundation, NAF. Nice. Okay. So that's that. And I'm done. If y'all have any questions, I'm ready to answer them. Otherwise, I can shut the this today. I'll be making more videos on the NihilAnand Foundation as I'm coming up with ideas. Okay, y'all are welcome to obviously text me. You can tell me what ideas you have. If possible, please donate and all that. But yeah, it's just at an ideating stage for now. So I've not even chosen the name. It may be the NihilAnand Foundation, but I probably can choose a better name. I don't know. So let's see how that works. A name that basically says everything about it. I'm still choosing a name, so let's see. But if you can, please suggest names. Please suggest ideas. Also donate. That's it. That's all I have to say. I'm waiting another minute for any this, and then I'll shut it. Okay, come on, guys. Any questions? Bro, what behavior to expect from society? When we become antinatalists, they leave us on their own way. That's exactly why I'm starting the Nihil Anand Foundation. Okay, it's basically that we can all come together, we can hang out, we can be ourselves, okay, talk to each other, create dating sites. It doesn't matter. This needs to be organized in some way or the other because everyone is opening something or the other of their own. So someone needs to coordinate this. Someone needs to make this movement like the gay movement was made, something like that. As I always say, child free is the new gay. How to convince them or our family? How to convince them? Okay, that is uh, it's extremely difficult, but you have to use logic. And the problem with Indians is that they don't understand the L of logic. So if you try and use the arguments I made in this video. You try and make your own arguments. You try and use some logic. If they don't get convinced, they don't get convinced. There's not much you can do about it. Stop depending on them. Make your own money. That doesn't satisfy me. Suggest something for permanent solution, please. Oh my god. I have no permanent solution, dude. See a doctor, please. Like, I really don't have any permanent solution. If, see, basically, sex is a compulsion, right? The need for sex is a compulsion. And it is also a bodily urge. So you have to look at it for what it is. Probably you're addicted to masturbation. Probably you're addicted to porn. It's possible. So what you have to first look at it for what it is and take up steps, medical steps, to get over that. Okay, there are ways. I'm sure there are ways. I have never had that much of a problem, so I have never explored them. If you are a billionaire, would you be more happy from what you are today? Yes, I think I'd be happier in the sense of, see, I'm always joyful, so joy doesn't affect me. But happy maybe because I'll be more comfortable. I'll be more relaxed. At least I assume I'll be. I'm not going to work to become a billionaire because that itself will give me a lot of stress. But if I get $1 billion without stress, then yes, I think I will be much happier, much much chill. I'm in a phase where I know I had to live paycheck to paycheck. It frightens me to think about my old age. It's extremely difficult to find a life partner who is anti-natalist. Okay, so what? Why do you want a life partner? Secondly, um, if life is so bad, I mean, like, just if you cannot enjoy it, I would be out of here. Like, I'd be out of here. So you have to be ready to make that decision that, if life is bad, out. That is my life philosophy. So being antinatalist, I'm afraid of dying alone and economically weak. What is there to be afraid? There is no guarantee. Old people are swindled of their life savings. They're cheated. So many things happen. Okay, and now society is collapsing. Everyone is going to die financially weak and alone. Okay, so don't worry about all that nonsense. The first thing, get over the fear. Then you will make that. Then you will see life for what it is. Can we make a money free AN society? Because money always ruins every relationship. See, there is always going to be some form of money. Okay, whether you like it or not, there's going to be some form of bartering. Going to be some form of exchange. So money free AN society is not going to happen. Okay, I'm not going to make a hippie society where people just live together and we are going to have fun. We're going to enjoy life. We're going to go out. We're going to party. We're going to make money together. Okay, so remove this. If you want a money free this, there are many societies. There is a place called Oroville. You can go there. I'm not going to basically work in a communist ghetto. Okay, I'm not going to live in a communist ghetto. Why society praises stupidity and trolls intellectual people? Because society itself is stupid, right? Society will always choose the ones who is like them. Right? Why don't extremely hot people become great actors? Because people don't choose them. They want people who look like them. please suggest something for mental satisfaction. What dissatisfies you? My question is, why are you dissatisfied? You have to look at that. Look at my earlier videos. Okay, I've talked about so many things. There's this video which I said, why you have to destroy yourself, how and why to destroy yourself. Go check it out. Do you believe in spirituality? Means that we can be free from all our thoughts and attain nirvana. I'm not sure, okay? I'm neutral on it, I'm agnostic on it. But yes, you can definitely be free of all your thoughts. You can definitely attain continuous happiness. I've experienced it, I know it, I'm going through it. Okay, so all the free of all these nonsense thoughts, yes. But looking at life for what it is a continuous process. So you have to do that. First, look at life for what it is. You may just attain nirvana, who knows? Thoughts on Ranbir Alia's wedding. The overconsumption is going to be unreal, I guess. Yeah, of course. We have these two famous actors getting married. It's going to be a mess. Like it is going to be so much, or they may just go the other way and say, that we are going to have a small wedding because it's Corona and because we are simple people. That's also possible. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of avarice, lot of money spent on it. Okay, I think I'm going to take one last question and then end it. Waiting for KGF, totally waiting for KGF, dude. KGF is this crazy legendary movie that has come up. The part one has come, now we are waiting for the part two. We shall see. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it on this note. Okay, so NihilAnand Foundation suggestions, okay, and a better name if possible, and that's it. If possible, and if possible, donate, and that's it. I'll be as I move to the new city, I'll be letting you all know. I may make a few vlogs if I'm comfortable. I'm really uncomfortable with making vlogs, but I'm going to try. The whole shifting process, and then maybe setting up the place. And I want to teach a lot of things there. I want to teach martial arts. I want to teach confidence. I want to teach common sense, everything. Like all these things, I want to make a part of the NihilAnand Foundation. So as I come with more solid ideas, I'll let you all know. And of course, I will take your advice and whatnot. So that's it. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for showing up. And see you all either on Sunday or on Wednesday. Okay, on Wednesday for sure, but Sunday also is possible. So goodbye. Thank you so much. Bye.